And welcome everybody to Co-op Guild. This is Steve. I'm here with Go-Up Corner. This is our monthly news segment. We cover cooperative board games for the month of September. I see lots of friends here. Hey Tim, hey Chris, hey Cassie, how's it going? Greg, Brian's here. Let's see, Gopher, nice to see you here as well. Let's see, I miss somebody. Tim, awesome, lots of friends. Hey Matt, lots of friends today. So. Yeah, cool. Okay, yeah, happy sad Walt Wednesday. This is a big one, guys, and everyone. So I say big one because there's a lot of games to cover for this month. Sometimes it's like lighter months, there's a lot of games for this month, so just me. Hey Derek, how's it going? So okay, let's dive into it. I have a lot of games to cover. If you guys have any questions as we go through, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. But we will get through it. By the way, if you like this type of content, like and subscribe helps us the most. If you drop your name, if you're happy to be talking to publishers, it does help us get review copies or preview copies to say demos. We can cover this stuff for you guys more regularly, which is awesome. We also have a Patreon Ko-Fi, or Coffee, I guess it's pronounced. I say Ko-Fi. If you want to support us that way, too. Lots of friends, we're all bots. Oh, no! Oh, no! I've been lied to. Okay. Let's do the thing. So, why am I pushing these buttons? Okay, here we go. Let's start with the first game. This one is already available on Kickstarter, and that is Endangered. So, this is an expansion to the base game. I think the base game is just called Endangered. It is a dice placement game, I'd say, and it's all about saving wildlife. And so this is expansion to that, where they're going to Australia and bringing in different animals from Australia. So, which is pretty cool. Like, I actually haven't played this game. I played Daybreak instead when I was visiting Colin. It was funny because we had two groups. I know, like, Derek was playing this one, and then I was on a different table playing Daybreak, but both like tableau building type things going on. But yeah, so I imagine anybody who has Endangered probably is already aware of this one, but lots of new animals in there, which will all have their different approach to how to do it. So I unfortunately have not played this one, but like I said, you'd only pursue this if you had the base content. Is Endangered Australia paper upside down? It needs to, Brian. There you go. So, oh, do the thing! Yes, do the thing. Among Australian animals, we're all endangered. That's true, Chris. That's true. Actually, fun, quick story. I was talking with a publisher in Australia, and they had a fun little poll they put out there. It was like, name a animal that's native to Australia that's not dangerous to humans. And it was interesting because you had to think about it. So, oh, I found a reasonable copy of Void to the Beagle showed up this week. That's awesome, Gopher. So that one is, if I remember correctly, that is the expansion for Robinson Crusoe, which is an excellent game. I really like that one. You can get that back to the channel. Hey, Raphael, how's it going? Okay. Yes, so that is Endangered. Not a whole lot to talk about in this one. Like I said, I think you could probably get the base pledge as well. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can get Activist. Looks like you get the base game as well, and a bunch of other stuff. So you can play catch up if you need to, if you like this type of thing. Yeah, even sounds okay in the Outback. That's true. That's true. It is tricky. I thought of whale shark is what I suggested, because I'm pretty sure whale shark's not dangerous to humans. So. Someone said emus, which are, because it's funny, you should look up one time the emu war, because the emus actually defeated the Australian army and military at one point. So it's a pretty interesting story. So it's really the only place with more dangerous animals than Florida. It might be. Yeah, drop bears. Drop bears are the equivalent of the snipe in the States. So it's a thing in Scouts, if you're real Scouts, but where it's like, hey, snipe, 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 and then you're trying to get people to like find this mysterious birds, and you describe all that fun stuff. Completely made up and fake. It's part of the fun of it. So in Australia, the thing is drop bears, which are koalas that fall from the trees and basically eat your face. So yeah, koala eat your face. So anyway, Cool. Endangered Australia Edition. That's on Kickstarter, by the way. I have links to all of these campaigns and products in the video description. Go check there for any of this information. You can go there, back it or follow it or whatever you want to look at. So here we go. Next one to talk about is one I can't say a whole lot about because I unfortunately do not speak German. So, but this is City of the Dead: Brave New World. It launched September. It's launched the first. I mentioned this for our German friends out there who might be interested in pursuing this one. It looks like it's a survival game I'm not exactly sure. Like, I'm struggling to read this, of course, because I don't know my German here. And I didn't take the time to try and translate the whole thing. But I did want to bring it up for our German colleagues. And I will say that I did see that this is planned to come back to crowdfunding in 2026 with an English version. So I might cover it again then. But yeah. Yeah, what's this das? Yes, exactly. Yeah, Kim and I know enough German to just pass by. Like, we can order like drinks and stuff at the restaurant. That's basically it. So yeah, it is. Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, don't have a whole lot. Maybe someone who is fluent in German can take a look, or if they're interested, maybe can drop a comment in the YouTube section below so that others coming here can learn more about it. Because like I said, looks kind of interesting, but I don't read. I'm not fluent in German, so sorry. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So we have the SCP game. What's it called? I'm sorry. Let me scroll to the top. SCP the board game is the name of this one. So I'm all the way to the top here. Yeah, SCP the board game Confidential Crisis. So this one is launching September 13th. Basically, your commanders taking on anomalies. So it's a mission-based game, lots of miniatures, seems like. It reminds me a little bit of, like, theme-wise, like BPRD, if you're familiar with, like, Hellboy, for example. And that type of basic concept where all these weird creatures and weird other things you're to encounter. This one, as I was doing some research for it, if you're on our Discord, you probably saw the snippet of this one, but there was some font in here I was trying to do some research on it, and some of the font they chose in here is really hard to read at times. So I hope that it's just like a Kickstarter page thing that they chose and not like a game thing. I don't know if I can find it again, but yeah, it was pretty challenging. But lots of miniatures, mission based campaign game. If you want to take a look at that one. I heard my name just jumped on. Yeah, we need to translate, Kim. Sad clown posse. Yeah. Is that like Awakens Realms below Asylum? No. Well, that one is pretty different in the sense that you are going from two different dimensions and moving around the Asylum, right? And so it's got like a movement puzzle. This just seems like a straight up mission based dice chucking miniature game. So a little bit different. Hey Remy, how's it going? Okay, but that's SCP, the board game. A little bit hesitancy on this one based upon some things I've seen. So just do some due diligence before we back in that one. I'm not saying it's good or bad, I just don't know. The next one I mentioned last month, but got noticed that it is launching this month. That's Ruinborn Dungeons of Caboa. So this one, last I heard, is launching September 16th. Barrett from Meet Me at the Table will be doing coverage of this one, and I will be as well. So I don't know when my video will come out. I have yet to receive the demo. It should be coming early next week. So I'm gonna try to turn that around pretty quick. But you'll be able to check out both Barrett and my channels for content on this one. This is a randomly generated dungeon crawler that's all hex based, and so as you move along the hex, there's different enemies and marketplaces and events you can interact with. At the center of the board, there's a big bad boss, and you try to take down the boss to win the game. So lots of leveling up and loot and all that fun stuff. So I'll have more to say about this after I play it, of course. But Ruinborn Dungeons of Caboa. What's the name of that one? That was, what did I say? Yeah, the 16th. Oh, did I mention the SCP was September 13th, the previous one? I don't think I mentioned that one. The next one to talk about, and I'll just briefly mention this one as well, because I talked about it last week, is Bloodwork. This was mentioned last week, but it got pushed back to this month, and I believe it is launching on the 16th as well. This is a 1 to 4 player dark fantasy campaign. Interesting thing about this one is the bosses you choose to face, they will all drop unique loot. So based upon your choice of which boss can have different loot, which can lead to different builds. Very cool from that standpoint. Beautiful artwork and stuff like that. I suspect a lot of people will be drawn towards for the artwork and presentation in that type of game. It reminds me a little bit of like the Primal approach. If you know, like Primal, those boss battlers. Yeah, Raphael. Yeah, I was expecting comments like that. I think a lot of people will be interested in Bloodwork here. So, keep your SAP. Yeah, not that SAP Kim. No, not that one. So, yeah. So Bloodwork, like I said, I mentioned last week. But if you're interested in like a boss battler with, it looks like a lot of branching paths with unique leveling up loot like that. Especially the miniature heavy game. This is one to definitely check out for sure. So I think a lot of people will be interested in this one. Not my type of thing. I'm not really into like horror type of creatures all the time. Sometimes I'm okay with it, and this one's not that bad of horror stuff, honestly. But anyway, I'm gonna talk more about it. Like I said, Bloodwork. Talked about it last month, and I just want to mention this month it was moved to this month, so you can be on the lookout for that. Okay, next one to talk about is there's not a lot of information on it, but I'm actually pretty interested in this. This is Pathfinder Quest. This is coming to BackerKit September 16th as well. So this is a 8 to 12 mission campaign. It's going to be using an adventure book. But also mentioned having map tiles as well. So I'm not exactly sure what they mean by adventure book. I was hoping it meant like, hey, you open a book and there's your playing board, right? I don't know. There's not a lot of information on this one, so I'm giving you what I have. Custom dice, lots of cards, monster pawns, and miniatures, of course, I'm guessing for the heroes. It's going to have a challenge book with hidden information as well. The nice thing about this is it sounds like it's very replayable, and it's a short campaign. I love hearing games that have like the 8 to 12 missions is like, that's a sweet spot for me when it comes to campaigns. So very interested to hear more about this. I wish there was more information. But yeah, so this is also by Paizo, so we'll see. I want to know more. Give me more information. Pathfinder Quest looks pretty cool. So, sounds like you're about to go to doctor. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah, you guys are real close to taking on the boss. Really close to taking the boss. 5 health remaining. Someone's got to do it. So. Oh boy. Oh yeah, Cassie, if you could hit it again, you would actually take him out. That's hilarious. That's awesome. Well, past the armor. Okay. Next one to talk about. This one is probably going to be on a lot of people's radars by Glass Cannon Unplug. It is Don't Starve. Oh, we'll go to the top. Don't Starve the board game. And this is coming, I believe the 20th. Oh no, I've got the 30th. Yeah, okay. I thought I had a different date for that one. I had this out of order. My bad. I thought this was a little bit earlier. So Don't Starve the board game. This is based upon the video game with the same name, which I don't have any attachment to. But this is a roguelike, light horror type survival game. Lots of crafting and stuff like that in it. This one looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. I have no attachment to IP, but just reading the mechanics sounds cool. So it's scenario based, and you're gonna be playing as these different characters. You have these different unique powers, of course, and you're gonna be unlocking blueprints to create new items and recipes. And so it is a roguelike, so you might die, you have to replay stuff over and over again. It's gonna have to be very replayable from that side point, but you try and survive these different scenarios. And each scenario is, I believe you can just choose your scenario as you go through this. I'm not exactly sure how this works. I will mention that if you want to see an awesome content creator cover this, I believe this Saturday over at Gaming Rules. he will be covering this one. So go subscribe to his channel if you haven't already, because he does fantastic work. And he will be doing a live stream, I believe, Saturday earlier in the day. I got to double check exactly. But just go to his channel. He's got the event already ready to go for that one. So I want to check this one out myself. So it looks really cool. I want to know more. And this looks like a beautiful production as well for that one. So I like survival games. Definitely catch my attention. I have all the attachments to the IP. Nice. Yeah, Derek's been pretty hot about this one, for sure. So don't starve the board game. Yeah, exactly. Gaming rules as a playthrough. Thank you, Matt. Yep, for sure. So definitely go check it out. They've got a lot of... They've been dropping a lot of updates lately, too, so there's a lot more information coming out for it as it's going through. But yeah, like I said, no attachment IP and just the mechanics itself sounds really, really interesting. I'm definitely interested in this one. So that is going to be the 30th of this month. So at the end of the month, we'll see what happens. So start something introductory game to adulthood. Yes. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Next one to talk about. This is also very hot for me. I'm very interested in this one as Spellrift Legends by Dragora Games. This one is launching September 16th, so pretty soon here. This one, the rulebook has been provided, so I've actually read the rulebook already, actually a couple times. That tells you something. I'm very interested in this one. This is a game where it's a modular board, and you're playing as different cultural and historical figures. Like you play as Hercules, Joan of Arc. I think King Arthur's in here, for example. So lots of fun characters from like different parts of history and culture and all that fun stuff, fictional or real, whatever. But you play on this board, and it's modular in its design, and you are leveling up and trying to complete a boss objective before you can take down the boss. You also defeat the boss before the doom track reaches the end, or I believe enough people die. I can't remember the other lost conditions off the top of my head. But this sounds like if you take like elements of Slay the Spire, that roguelike, or like that, maybe not roguelike, but like Slay the Spire in the sense that when you gain cards, there's like common, uncommon, and rares mixed in the deck, and so each hero in this one has their own deck to pull from. So you'll be creating this. When you level up, get new cards, you'll be drawing 3 cards and picking one of them. All the cards are multi-use, like of a combat ability and a non-combat ability on them, and different functions. You'll be rolling dice. The dice have an interesting system where you're trying to roll. If you roll the d8s, if you roll an 8, it counts as 2 successes, and 1 subtracts a success from that. And in between, depends on what you want to hit for a range, you might get some successes. So there's like skill tests in there. There's a fortune combat in there. But yeah, it seems like you've got like Slay the Spire type deck with like a Marvel Zombies type power management system where you're always getting this. Let's see if we can find a picture of it real quick. Let's see. Where you're getting these. Oh yeah, here's an example. So he's on the right side of that board there. I don't know why I'm drawing my hand like this, so I can draw on the screen. Right here. Oh no, this little track down here. Oh, this thing here. So that is going to keep track of your powers that you can use for movement and other stuff. And the cards, of course, are multi-use for moving around the board and leveling up and stuff like that. It looks really cool. I'm very interested in this one. I know they have a day one backer bonus. I'm almost certainly going back this day one and then like try to see if I stick with it throughout the whole campaign or not. So 10 hours to the area control version. Yeah. I'm a big fan of multi-use cards and modular game designs, so this is definitely scratching the itches. And plus, I think the characters are pretty cool in this one. Like, I like pulling characters from all different areas. So yeah, like I said, read the rulebook a couple times already, so I'm very interested in this one as you move around the board and try to complete goals. So, oh yeah, the other thing I should mention is every character also has their own secret objective. If you complete that, you will get you go into Super Saiyan mode, I call it, and when you put like this really cool plastic glow around your character, and you unlock this usually new passive ability too. So lots of different builds in this game, lots of different builds and things to explore. So cool. Spellrift Legends by Dragori Games, and that is coming. I'm jumping around on my notes here. Sorry, guys. The 16th. Okay. This next one is coming to Kickstarter. That is Kalypso. And I'm so happy they updated this page because there was a whole lot of information on it. And now there's a little bit more, so I can talk a little bit more about it. September 23rd. This is a tile placement game combined with a city management survival type game. They described it as Stardew Valley meets Waterworld. The whole world's in water, and you're laying these tiles to try to complete these different scenarios and missions. So one thing that was pretty interesting actually is this visual here. They actually showed that they actually have a unique film on the board and on the tiles themselves. Whereas you see here, the tiles, they stick to the board a little bit, so they won't be like they won't be sliding around very much on like, oh, I accidentally bumped it or whatever. So I almost did not include this on the list because it listed competitive, cooperative, and solo. And so I'm like, well, but it sounds like you have to complete objective. So was it like, is it just like some scenarios or some objectives are cooperative, some are competitive? You might get a mixture. But then I saw right below here on this page here, it says 3 ways to play, and it's almost sounds like it's separated. So it does sound like this is cooperative from like just this post here. Might be wrong exactly if it is co-op specific, but I'm very interested in how this is presenting it. I want to know more. I hope they drop a rulebook at some point so I can read up on it. I like if it's like a city managing resources. I do like that type of stuff in my game. So we'll see what happens. Hey, Leo. Oh, nice. Leo took down the boss. Sweet. Oh, yep, a bug. I see that. Yep, -8 health remaining. You overkilled the boss. Oops. Kev Costner isn't in it, I'm out. Yes, Derek. Well done, taking on the boss. Sweet. I'm not sure why that didn't trigger. I have to figure that out. Anyway, not a whole lot of information on Kalypso, but seems cool. Solids float around and gotta build up your civilization. So looks like there's a vortex tile here where you draft everything from. Okay, getting through all these games. I have 2 more games to talk about for this month. The next one I'll talk about is Project New Earth. This one I have very little information on it. I have struggled trying to find information. There is a wiki page that has a decent amount of information on it, but still, I was still digesting it. But this is a survival game in space. It seems like it's inspired by Star Trek. At least that's what the designer mentioned. It was inspired by Star Trek. But it seems like it's a Battlestar Galactica type theme where you're on a ship. Earth is no longer inhabitable, and you're traveling the galaxy trying to find a new Earth, aka the name, right? It has over 200 events, and that's like the big thing that they talk about in this one, where it's going to be a lot of variety between plays, where you're not going to see the same events each time. It's going to be a different experience. There are QR codes you can scan on some of the cards to get information on them, which is kind of interesting. You'll have this ship can get infected with an alien, a menace, for example. You can travel the galaxy, different star systems to go to. Very like thematically very ambitious game. I'm not sure how the mechanisms tie in exactly all the way. Like I said, there was a wiki about it. I haven't quite digested it yet, but sounds really cool. I love the theme of survival in space like this. Yeah, as many of these games are from first-time publishers. Yeah, this is also a first-time publisher. This is his one and only game. I'm pretty sure he was like, hey, I want to do a Star Trek game with this approach, and I don't have the Star Trek license, so I'm going to make my own license, and boom, here we are. So it seems like survival games with high. Is this a practice for the near future? So I start my shelter now? Hopefully not. Yes, Derek, when I read this game, I did think about you. Like, this seems like a very Derek game with a theme, at least. So maybe one to reach out to. So cool. So Project New Earth, a whole lot of information on that one. And this one is coming to, this is Kickstarter. That's the one. Okay. Last game, I can talk about this one because I actually have a video recorded. I'm almost done editing it. I don't know exactly when it's launching, but it'll be in September sometime. Lord of Loot. So, when I saw Matt's comment about loot, I'm like, yes, we're going to talk about loot. This is a family weight game where you are playing as different fantasy heroes. There's like a witch, a knight, and a druid, and a dragon guy. Well, there's like 5 of them. And you're running around the board and just chucking dice, killing monsters, and getting loot. And the interesting thing about this one is you are trying to defeat 2 bosses to win the game. And each boss has their own quest to do. And the quests are actually pretty cool. You'll see in my playthrough that I chose basically a Sauron character. And there are gnomes that stole his fortune. And they want to... if they bring it to the volcano, his lair, we lose the game. So we're trying to stop them from destroying his fortune, right? AKA, Lord of the Rings, right? A fun play on that in a different way. But yeah, it's very straightforward on how you can get spells and items, checking dice, destroying stuff. This one is definitely, in my opinion, family directed. I don't see adults sitting down and play this game. I don't think there's enough to it in that sense. You'll see my impressions video. I'll go into more detail on that one. But yeah, so like I said, very approachable game. If you got kids, this might be one to check out. Like I said, my son and I played it. I did have some concerns on the dice on this one, just because how the dice are set up, that you could have some difficult turns where you're like swinging and you're just blocking everything. Nothing's really happening at either side. So I've been talking with the designer a little bit about that. So give me my feedback. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Legend of Andor vibes. I get that same thing from it too. And Cassie, it is a very cute game, very approachable. In fact, one of the bosses that they recommend you start with is a pet napper. It is basically a giant kitten that has taken pets from other kids, and you need to bring their pets back to them. And each pet has a different thing you have to do to get them to move. Like one of them is just like a really big cat, and so you need space in your sack to carry them. And I believe one of them you need to have a treat, like, and they'll follow you along if you have the right treat. It's very cool, the quest, how they approach it. So, like I said, very approachable game, very family oriented game. So yeah. Yeah, they're trying to stop the ring from going to Mordor. Exactly, Derek, from the other one. Yes, for sure. So, Lord of Loot, like I said, I will have a video for this one. You guys will check that one out. Also, I can tell you that Hungry Gamer is going to be covering this one because I sent the prototype to him. So you can check out his video as well. Okay. Whew. That is what I have to cover for the month of September. So, a lot of games in September. So, if you are a publisher and you want your game on this list, just email me, let me know, reach out to me, and I'll get it added to the list to cover for that month. So, and like if any viewers are around and they say, hey, this is a really cool game I've been following, you can also email me, let me know. I try to do my best, try to filter through that stuff, but I feel like I always miss something. And it never fails, like halfway through the month, something else will launch towards the end of the month. Like, oh, I wish I would have known I'd cover that one. So, oh, do I know when Battleforge is launching? I don't remember when that's launching. I'm going to feel horrible if it's this month. I don't think it's this month. I think it's next month. Oh, that's a good question. Is Battleforge coming out this month? Oh, no. That's not listed in here? 1 second, guys. Let me look. I forgot. I covered the game too. I forgot. But yeah, Battleforge, amazing game for sure. Definitely back that one. Here is the project. I can pull up on screen so we can look at it real quick. Boop, boop, boo. Oh, they pushed it back. Yeah, I thought they did too. I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember exactly. Oh, I put on the wrong screen. Hold on a second. One second, guys. There we go. Yeah, Battle for Berserker, Battle Forge Berserker. I don't know when this is launching. Yeah, I don't see when this is launching. This is for instant back for sure. I absolutely love this one. Kim loved it too. It is a great game. I don't see when it's launching on this page yet. They might be messing around. Might be waiting a little bit for it. Waiting for the Elder Scrolls expansion. Is it they're waiting for Elder Scrolls expansion to launch before launching Berserker, or are you saying you're waiting for the Elder Scrolls expansion? I'm guessing the latter, Raphael. So, but yeah, I apologize if I didn't cover that one. This is an excellent game for sure. Too many games to keep track of, guys. I tell you, tell you. So, okay, cool. That's what I got for this month. If you have any questions on anything you saw here, drop a comment. I'll do my best to answer them. Like I said, I've got links to all these campaigns and games in the video description. Go check out there to find more information about them. I'll watch them. Oh, you wait for Elder Scrolls expansion, yeah. Coming out. Terrascape 2 is launching this month, I think. I'm not familiar with it, but watch Colin do a playthrough recently. Oh yeah, I saw that one. I think that's I looked into it briefly. I thought it was competitive and solo. I might be wrong in that, Greg, but I don't know if it had co-op necessarily. I might be wrong on that. But I did watch Colin's playthrough of it in October. Oh, Elder Scrolls. Perfect. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to try to cover that one in next month then when it comes up. Oh, we got your copy of Small Time Heroes. Nice, Brian. Oh, that's a fun game. That's a good roguelike game. Yeah, very approachable. Very different in how the different bosses work. I like finding little gems like that. Those campaigns. So I'm glad you got it, and I bet you're gonna have fun with that one. Like I said, I enjoyed that game. That was a good one. Cool. Okay, I think we'll end this stream. So next thing on the channel, I'm gonna talk about a chat. Not got to confirm that yet. Otherwise, we'll be back next week with Marvel Mondays, and next week Wednesday, I'll be covering a new game, Samuramat. I got the game that came. I got a review copy that came in, so ready to cover that one. And that is about the Assyrian Queen. So, and it's a scenario-based, cooperative. How do you describe it? Action selection game, I would say, with resource management in it. So you'll see you'll see it later. Like I said, next week, we'll do a co-op play of that one. So very cool theme for sure. Cool. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. See you next time at the guild. Bye bye.